See the gaps in the boards? Those are not considered critical, since the tile, the nails are only once every 12 inches. I won't nail that until after I cut it, because I don't know where the cut line will go down. I unrolled a bit of water and ice protection here off the roll, and I just am taking off enough to make it easy to work with. I mean, I could try to figure out the precise length and cut it to measure and all of that, but that's just gonna slow us down and make it hard. So I just unroll some of this off, and this way I can also slip it under the old felt or under the tile, and a lot easier than if you're working with a large bulky roll. So I could, for instance, just leave the backing on and situate it like that, and will be waterproof. Then unroll it here, and it's really easy to work with. Now I want enough so that it'll direct the water into the gutter. So I'm coming down about like that. I'm turning the camera back on so you can enjoy me struggling with this. I'm going to take off my gloves because sometimes this really likes to stick to the gloves. So it's coming just about to this board here, and that gives me some overlap into the gutter. Maybe I'll pull it down just a little bit more. Now this 2x4 isn't supposed to be here. There's no sin in getting wrinkles in this. They'll actually work themselves out. So we have this about where we want down here with the overlap here. Maybe it doesn't have to be that much. Yeah, and it comes up to that board. So don't want to get this to touch itself. Today is a perfect day to work with it. See, look at it. It's trying to sneak down. Now it's stuck up here where I don't want it. Wouldn't hurt to take time to nail a piece of lath in. All right. That could be a big problem. Where's my pry bar? This is what happens when you don't keep a tool pouch on. Before I'm trying to glue the felt on. You can see the felt is there. Let me see if I can maybe pull it down. It's stuck here well enough. Yeah, it's coming out. Now this stuff costs about $100 a square. And felt, 30-pound UL felt, double, 2 layers, but blind nailed. So that means you start with a strip at the bottom and nail it and overlap half of it. But I was just informed that TAMKO, our local manufacturer of a lot of roofing products, is no longer making 30-pound on a really hot day. That could be a big problem. TAMKO no longer makes 30-pound asphalt saturated roofing felt to the underwriter's laboratory standards. So it seems like the other steep roofers are going to this TAMKO ice and water shield, and I prefer Carlisle to TAMKO. Like TAMKO since it's made here in Missouri. So there's a generous amount that I could stick to the back of the gutter, although I don't really like to do that. Alright, we'll move over to this section, cut it, and put ice and water in there. Wow, this thing has been pointing at me. So this whole piece didn't really get work. There's the first piece of water and ice protection 300 black, made by Carlisle, and it is adhered, so it does save the time of nailing, and there will be, it seals around the nails, so the time-honored way to have done it was a half a strip of 30-pound ice and water 30-pound UL saturated felt, and you would nail that in, Then you would put a whole layer coming down to the bottom, and you would just nail the top. Then you would put another whole layer just covering halfway. So this part that's down here doesn't get nailed, and the part on this doesn't get nailed. So there's actually no nails exposed, and the only nails that penetrate it are the nails that penetrate the top layer, the nails from the copper nails from the tile or slate. This is 43-pound base felt, and how I can tell is just from this point. No other way. It's heavier than 30. It's not 60. This is what was used a lot. One layer, 43 pound. That was the standard back in the day. Those are out, at least most of them. Then some of these will come loose. You can see when you beat these down, it pulls the lumber back into up against the framing. Now, the next layer of ice and order. So this piece, I'll drop down further than this piece. Like this. And I also want it up on the brick. And then I'll run a bead of SBS modified caulk. Now here I have way too much, but I can cut this and use this piece over on the other wall. So that's right here. Stick it right to there. That won't move. Then remove the top half. Oh yeah, it's all coming that side. It's cooperating. I have a much better overlap down there. This won't stick to the brick too well, it's dusty, but I'll put a SBS modified caulk in there, and it will seal against it in case any water makes it past the step and counter. Well, there's not going to be any step flashing. This will be pan flashing. That's the way you learn. You go to school on somebody else's mistakes, so you don't have to make it. I'll make mistakes. Nice guy. Okay. To deal with it, and I should have had something up underneath this first before I folded that over like you saw me. Fortunately it came back, so if I can go back and do it right. Alright. I'm going to put another nail up here just to make sure. No? Okay, and so on and so forth. Well, there it is. The ice and water membrane is intact. It's now waterproof in this section. The part that's going to be fun is this chimney. All right, let's go home.